everybody, Weezum here. It is March 18th, 2016, final day of spring break here. The Walkthrough King and I are setting up a 64-man showdown in Super Smash Bros. We're about to start live streaming it. However, I've got this, and this would make it infinitely easier for both of us to talk, we think. We haven't tried it, obviously. But story on this, since I started YouTube, I've used the same like $14.99 headset, and I think it's pretty good. It's kind of getting to the point now, like it's got this little pop in it, and it's actually from the USB cable when I like incidentally touch it or move my head wrong. And the number one comment I get griping from people is, "Hey, your mic sucks." And it could be from somebody that's watched the video for years or someone brand new that just takes time out of their day to let me know that my mic sucks. Not sure which it is, but it's something that I've seen over and over again. A lot of it is probably just with the headset and where it's positioned. It's kind of like a fixed one. It's not adjustable. But to be honest, and I've used many mics and many headsets over the years prior to this, the mic from Logitech is actually very good in my opinion. Now, little pops and cracks and things of that nature, again, can't really control that. But here recently, back for Christmas, I was given an Astro headset. I've started using that on some of the Minelogix videos. People are saying they prefer it hands down over my previous setup with the Logitech, and I will probably continue to use that. But the thing that has going forward is it's super comfortable. And in addition to being able to adjust the mic, you know, like on the pivot point, you can also then kind of bend it in towards you or away from you. Works very well. But my nephew's birthday was this past week. Again, you can check that out. I think episodes 33 and 34 of Minelogix. He's got it up on his channel as episode 10, I think. Something like that.
I think it's like 10 and 11.
10 and 11, I think. Yeah, that's right. And needless to say, though, in one of those, he starts using a Blue Yeti mic. Why? Because I gave him one for his birthday, so I thought that'd be a cool gift. At the same time, I was bringing his in. He picked out the Space Gray. I was very stealthy. You know, I've been showing him this mic for a long time, and the color scheme here matches my PC build. If you haven't seen those videos, I'll have a link down below. But I said, "Man, what do you think of this color scheme? Do you like it?" He said, "Yeah, it's pretty cool." And then I showed him the others, and there's like black, there's platinum, I think there's like some other off gray, and then there's like space gray. And he said, "I would pick that one." And so I ordered it for him. He didn't know that, and it became his birthday present. That's why I wasn't able to like unbox this when it came in, because I didn't want to like blow the surprise and him be like, "Oh, he got me one too." So it's just kind of been sitting here, and now is the time we're going to quickly open this. To be honest, I'm an audiophile, and I understand when things sound good and when they don't sound good, but in terms of microphone science and technology, by no means am I an expert, but I can tell you as what's in the box, what it looks like. Similarly, having had first-hand experience now, my nephew and I were in voice chat when we were doing our Minelogix clips. When he switched to the Yeti, it was like he got noticeably more crisp. The voice was clearer. It worked out quite well. Now, the thing that sold me on this, actually, it's like one of those guys, I guess, kind of like myself, that's sort of like a professional reviewer when he's not at work doing his day job or something. But if you go to Amazon, there's some guy and he's like doing a video on this microphone, and he's talking and it sounds okay, but then he switches to the Yeti and it sounded amazing. And that's sort of what I'm basing this upon. And then of course it's got sterling endorsements from across a whole bunch of other people. I don't think I personally know anyone that's using one, but that dude did a pretty good video. And again, then at the end, if you weren't paying attention, he was like, "And if you want to hear this, you've been listening to the second half of the video." And if you're on the fence about this and this doesn't convince you, or you think, "Oh, that looks cool, but does it really sound good?" I'll start using it eventually. If you need instant gratification, go to Amazon. I can't quite remember what color it's under. Sometimes the reviews are divided, sometimes they're not. But that dude, I mean, literally when he hits that point in the video progress where he switches to this mic, it's just like crystal clear. The audio quality improved amazing. And like I said, that for me was good enough. So price, however, I kind of wish I would have bought it a while back. I've seen it, I think one time I saw it for $99. It was like some spotlight deal. Sometimes it's been $104 to $109. I think their standard is $129, which means they usually slash it like $5 or something to $124. I think I gave like 119, something like that. So I was kind of in the mid tier, not the best deal, not the worst. So nonetheless, the greatest thing about this, in my opinion, is the color scheme for me personally, and it's whiteout. Again, if you followed along on my recent computer build, I went white. It looks awesome. It's performed awesome. I've been using it now since like Thanksgiving or whenever it was I completed it. And this is very cool. So Amazon.com is where I picked it up. I think it was like 119, I don't know. And they price each color differently. So if you want like the standard color, it's the cheapest. And if you want a special one, it costs extra. But sometimes, you know, you can pick them up cheap. So here's the front. It is the ultimate USB microphone for professional recording. Now, we already opened up my nephew's the other day. This thing is heavy. It's got a super nice bass. And it's pretty ergonomic, I would say. So 4 settings, infinite possibilities. The Yeti is one of the most advanced and versatile multi-platform USB microphones available anywhere. Combining 3 capsules and 4 different pattern settings, the Yeti is the ultimate tool for creating amazing recordings directly to your computer. Delivering exceptional sound and performance, the Yeti can capture anything with clarity and ease unheard of in a USB microphone. So these are the 4 settings, and this is kind of why we wanted to open this, right? There's stereo, and it is what the picture explains. This will be the setting that's on the microphone. You know, it's got a little knob, you can select it. Cardioid, I think I remember that from speech class, junior high or high school. But again, it's basically just, there you are. Again, these are, believe it or not, pretty accurate, and I say that because omnidirectional, all right? This is a situation where if I'm here and the mic's in the middle, it's picking up sound from myself, from person 2, person 3, person 4, the environment, just everything around me. So essentially, if I throw this mic down between the Walkthrough King and myself when we're doing this tournament, it should record us fairly evenly, as opposed to me being super easy to hear with the headset and then him kind of being faint in the background. You're like, what did he say? So that is the perk there. And then bidirectional, this is kind of like if you're at a radio station, literally a radio station, you're conducting an interview, sitting at your table or whatever it may be. If you've got like back-to-back computers, a workstation, whatever. But really, like, the best example I could give is like a podcast, and picture myself and the Walkthrough King on opposite sides of the desk, even though you don't know what we look like. And I say, hey man, what do you think of the new members on Minelogix? And then he starts talking, and you know, it sort of works that way. So again, these little symbols here, the 8-ball, the omnipresent, the heart Pac-Man, and the infinite overlap loop, that's sort of just the symbols that you're going to have on the back of the mic we'll take a look at. So let's highlight some of these features here. Right here, this is going to be your mute button. Obviously, all you got to do is press that. You don't record. This is your master volume. 0 latency headphone output. That's going to be right here on the bottom. You'll see it in a little bit. There's a USB mini jack. Obviously, you plug that in, and then the other end to your computer. Standard threaded mic stand mount. You've got a custom base. With cable management, really. I'll have to check that out. Over here on the back side, you've got the proprietary tri-capsule rig, and that would be internal, I suppose. Triple capsule, the mic gain control. You can play with that. That'll be the knob on the back, opposite, kind of like the blue logo, or emblem, I should say. And then the 4-polar pattern selection. Again, that is what we covered here on this back panel. And I believe that is it. Again, it does come with a USB cable. Works on PC and Mac. There's some really cool and cute Yeti things, if you want to check those out. And again, what color are they? White, because white power. We got the white computer, we've got the white mic, we're doing everything white, and it looks all right. So my nephew's actually kind of had like a factory tape there. This one does not, but this one did come in a bag, and his did not. So who knows? I think one was Amazon Direct, another was like a third party, but this is actually packed quite well. Again, how do I know? Because I've unboxed my nephew's. So here's our Yeti box. We will set that to the side. And what we want to do now is cut this tape. Again, I've got a little bit of an advantage since I've opened his up. And literally, it was plug and play. He's on Windows 10, so you just hit set as default. And then you kind of, if you're in a game or a program, you sometimes have to close it and just reopen it. Okay, this is cool. You're like, what are you talking about, idiot? It's a USB cable. That's not cool. Actually, it is, because here's the thing. Again, my nephew's was space gray. I wish this box had like the other colors to show you, but again, you can find them online. His came with the black cable, which matched it nicely. I got the white cable. So it's little things like that that tell you the people making whatever it is, if they color coordinate things for you, that's a sign that you're probably on to something pretty good. So again, I like little telltale signs, but again, very long. I think it's, is it 6 feet? Don't hold me to that. But even it's not like a cut open deal, it's like a legit bag. So that's nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so it's just standard USB and then mini USB. Again, this will plug into the mic, but it's white, so it matches. It's awesome. I truly do appreciate that. Right here, you've got sort of like, I guess, a quick start guide. In all honesty, I did not look at this with my nephews. We just kind of like plugged it in. But yeah, this will explain all that stuff if you wondered about it, past what I can provide you, which is basically what the box says, you know. But I think, honestly, this is just pretty basic, so is it going to explain that a little better? Yeah, so stereo is explained right here. Da-da-da. You got cardioid explained. It's the most commonly used mode and can be useful in most any situation. Stereo mode is great for capturing a realistic stereo image. Omnidirectional means that the microphone picks up sound equally from all directions. Again, picture us sitting on the floor on exercise balls with the mic in between us, because that's what we'll be doing in a few seconds. And bidirectional means the microphone picks up sound at the front and rear of the mic, while sounds to the sides are ejected. So, tips and tricks, FAQs, feel free to experiment and find what works best for you. And hey, we pretty much condensed this. That's the Cliff Note version of this instruction manual. You're welcome. This, I believe, is like the standard silver or possibly platinum. Again, you can see all the colors online. Amazon, to my knowledge, was the best price. Oh, so here is the mic. This is the back side. You can kind of see it again. It's protected quite well. Because of this piece right here. So we're going to go ahead and pull it out if we can. I think this was packed a little different than my nephew's. I think his had two separate pieces. Like there was this top tray that was like cut off, and then there was this bottom one, so that's interesting. Silica gel, it's everyone's favorite thing. Do they put that in shoes anymore? I don't know. I don't buy them often enough. So, all right, so you're thinking, man, they've totally screwed this up. What is wrong with quality control? This past quality control, look at that monstrosity. It's upside down. Well, actually, it's on a swivel, which is very cool because if you're trying to save space, you can simply spin it down. Now, right here, this threaded area is sort of like a camera onto a tripod. I assume that's like a standard size for mic stands. Couldn't tell you for sure why. I don't own a mic stand, so I wanted to make sure the mic would work for us before I did anything crazy like that. But if you are so inclined, right here, you can put headphones on and listen to things in that manner. That's your micro USB. That will, of course, allow us to plug in here for the mic. Other end of the cable, of course, going to your computer. That's pretty much all it does. Drivers should install automatically. Now, when we spin this bad boy up, and note you can, I mean, if you've got to position it in whatever manner, you can just kind of set it in place, tighten set screws. So here we go. There's the blue logo everyone seems to like to see. That is your mute button. Again, if you press it, I assume the LED will change colors or just simply not be lit up. On yours, it's red, isn't it?
Yeah.
By default, yeah. So I don't know. We've never actually muted it. But, the volume is right here. You simply adjust that. Coming around to the back side, here's your gain. We'll just start with it in the middle. And right here, again, these symbols I mentioned to you, the patterns. You've sort of got your stereo, bidirectional, omnidirectional, and cardioid. So again, as the instructions said, play around with it, see what works best for you. But again, between this kind of showcases the mic to you. Again, you should be hearing it starting here in like 2 minutes when we're going to be streaming this March Madness Smash Bros.
The stream will probably happen before the video goes up.
Exactly. And so if you're like, man, I'd really like to hear this, check out the stream, Twitch TV, One of Wisdom. I'll, of course, export it to YouTube. But that's it, man. And the thing about this is a lot heavier than I thought it would be. Like my little Logitech headsets, like you can spin it on your pinky. I've got a mic. Could you go over there in the floor and grab me that Logitech mic? It's like the black, like over on the other side of the pool table. It's in the floor. It's like something with a pink cord. It's like bent over. All right, I don't use this to record. I tried it once
I
and it
wasn't picked
sucked.
up in the camera, was I?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so this, ladies and gentlemen, is a mic, and it is very lightweight. And I'll be honest, my Logitech headset, I love it, and it's even one of the cheap ones. But this right here, it's a little 3.5 jack. This is like what came with computers when Windows 95 and Windows 98 were a thing, okay? It's like a cheap webcam type thing. Why do I have this? Well, long story short, we were setting up like some DJ equipment for a PA at a car show, and the guy, all his equipment is like old school, right? He's kind of like from the 70s and 80s. Still good stuff, but obviously no USBs. He needed a 3.5 jack. So I went and got this, and I thought, hey, I can use this instead of my headset. This is like 2011, probably 2012. And man, this mic sucks. And granted, it was like it actually cost more money than my headset, which I think it's a decent headset and mic for the price. But look at these two things side by side. Okay, this thing is massive. It's got all sorts of adjustments. The weight difference, I mean, this thing's probably...
which one is going to be better for recording.
Yeah, probably the white one. It's like 3.5, 4 pounds maybe. This thing is just like ounces, man. It's
That one's probably like as heavy as my cat.
Yeah, it's pretty much worthless. It's one of those deals you can buy it, but it's gonna suck. I'll just tell you. And pretty much anything across the board like that's gonna be the same way. Yes, this cost. You could get 10 of these for the actually not 10, but somewhere 5 or 6 of these for the price of this one. This is what you want, not that. And once again, this thing looks awesome. His space gray actually looks really cool too. Especially it looks. To me, the picture on this box looks slightly better than the mic, but on his space gray, I think in person it looked better than it did online. I think this will actually be pretty good. I just thought it would be more of like a gloss white.
It looks better on the box because like there seems to be a shadow somewhere.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I do like it, but it's not quite like as bright of a white. Actually, it is in the camera, but when I look at it to the side of the camera, this is sort of like a true gloss, and then this is sort of like a milk bone or something. I don't know. I painted a lot of white in the 90s. It was like milk paint, I think, and bone. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. But through the camera, this actually looks really good. So in my opinion, in person without the camera, this box just looks a little bit more glossy, and I think that looks a little better. There's also more depth here on the speaker cone, but whatever. The bottom line, this thing, it does cost a little bit, but it is very quality. That is evident in the packaging. It's evident in the little details. Most importantly, it is evident when it is in your hand. And like I said, I've heard my nephew on his sounded phenomenal. That dude on Amazon, I can't think of his name, but I was considering these, and then when I heard him switch over to the Yeti, I was like, yep, that's what we're doing. So for everyone that said my mic sucks and to go get a good mic and quit being cheap, and no one offers to donate or watches all the videos or anything, I don't really, this isn't like coming out of a surplus for the channel anymore. There's like, you don't really turn much revenue, to be honest. Now, back in the day, I sort of justified like my second and third Skylanders. I was like, well, you're getting paid for this. You should probably reinvest. Not anymore. Then that whole partnership and crazy third-party stuff started going down. YouTube changed significantly. And this is just kind of me investing personally. So bottom line though, if you see any of those trolls saying your mic sucks, well, they can be saying that the Blue Yeti Whiteout edition sucks now. And I don't think they will do that when they hear the name. But unfortunately for me, it's not about brand or anything like that, or who uses it that's super popular. It's that this thing honestly sounds awesome. And like I said, we're going to get to start using it right away. Hopefully this helped you out. Again, be checking back. Had to stop to shut off my ringtone. Bonus points if anyone can identify the band and the song. But nonetheless, I'm going to end this. Can't quite remember what I was saying now. It was probably something important. Story of my life there. But anyway, we're going to start using this. You should be hearing it in Minelogix the soonest. Then probably I'll bring it into Skylanders and other videos. But check back for that. I'll throw links to a few videos. Oneofwisdom.com is the website. SkylanderClub.com is the forum. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Once again, thanks so much for watching. For myself, the Walkthrough King, and the Yeti, we will catch you back here later.